Hello everyone. So just a small video which indicates what the next few days and weeks, probably months, will look like for my channel. Just a very short amount of time before what I'll then be getting onto, for what the rest of this channel will look like after these. So yeah, over the last few months, I've been making more of these commentary videos. You've seen a couple of them so far, such as a couple of ABBA ranking videos, even a reaction to Cool Runnings, and even the story mode for Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Just having a bit more of a just more of a yeah, just watching it and see how the story itself plays out. And yeah, those were rather good. And as you can see, these were the kind of videos that weren't exactly made before, or at least done on a slightly in a bigger scale, as you can imagine with some of the length of these videos. And so more of these are yet to come. So like I said, these are just a whole heap of media I've seen, or what else I've wanted to rank as well. So I think in a nutshell, so you'll see what the plan looks like from this visual I've made on the screen, so you can definitely have a good look whilst explaining the lot. So as you've seen, I've released all of the novel videos and even a whole heap of shorts which I might have seen. And yeah, so with all of that coming to an end, that's where we'll be releasing the rest of the animation commentaries. There were a couple that did need looking into again, and yeah, now that's all sorted. And yeah, once those animation commentaries are done, it will then lead to a animation ranking video, which will probably repeat a couple of points, but it'll be still nice to give you more of an insight of how I think these all of these films, because whilst I am going back to animation, that's going to be a whole new type of media compared to what I made here. So it's just like the first wave of animations, even if it was going from college to uni alongside of a couple of solo projects. And after that, this is where it will then lead to commentary videos on Cobra Kai. Yeah, the only I nearly said the only TV content, because there is other TV content which I'll then get to, but it'll be the only the only TV show I'll be analysing as I've watched them, because yeah, Cobra Kai has been one of my favourite shows. And sorry, just heard some buzzing there, sorry about that. So yeah, as one of my favourite shows, yeah, I wanted to give my birth thoughts on these episodes. And when I started recording these, it was a lot of it was recorded before season 6, and so then I was reacting to each part 1, part 2, part 3 of season 6 as as they came along, 5 episodes and another 5 episodes. And instead of just I don't want to tire or have the whole YouTube channel be slow down massively. So what I've done is half my reaction of each season, 1 to 5, then 6 to 10, even 11 to 15 when it gets to the last few episodes of season 6. So if dividing it that way, that means about 10 reactionary Cobra Kai videos. Yeah, which means they will be quite long, and you can always scatter around which specific episode you would like me to what you would like my insight of, as I watch it on the way, and then give a conclusion to each one. And there's and I've even got a episode ranking video as well, which will probably be the longest video. It's last time I checked, it was 9 hours, which is crazy, because well, if you're talking about 5 episodes, yeah, of course it'll be a bit extensive. But yeah, so despite a couple of points being repeated, I'll still give some insight for how I personally rank each episode based on a couple of subjective metrics, but whilst also trying to stick to a certain ranking standard. And after rewatching that a couple of times, yeah, I'm happy with it. Yeah, because one important thing about these commentary videos is that I have rewatched a lot, and despite a couple of audio errors every now and again, I've still made sure they were thoroughly checked, and yeah, because it's just having to sit and listen throughout the lot to make sure I've removed anything like anything inaccurate or something that was incorrect, or if I've spotted a like I said, a sound error in the background. Yeah, I try my best to go through the lot, and there were some that were quite extensive at a point where I couldn't really get them out of the way because I'm a bit of a sort of schedule at the moment. Yeah, I've got a lot going on here, so yeah, all of that was getting mixed alongside making these videos. But once everything else is sorted, and yeah, because what, just an example? Well, I've got a load of physical items which I want to get all sorted out. Yeah, just trying to do a big tidy up at the moment. But yeah, so yeah, nothing major. Yeah, it's just extremely time consuming. So I was having to do that in between checking the commentary videos. But once all of that was sorted, that's where I'll be creating a load of small animations for the rest of my life. Ones that are all set in the same fictional universe, which I'll get to. And what was also like worth talking about with the car commentaries is that there were like a couple of tangents I made where I thought, what else can I react to after this? And then I remember in the final commentary, I just have like a massive like explosion of words being like, oh hey, like I read to these books and like can't wait to like promote them and that. But all of that is outdated now, and I do go into depth in later commentaries, which like I said I'll get to about that was once an idea, but it's just not going to be done. And me doing these tiny animations will make up for well, not only make up for like the previous versions of the stories, which didn't quite make it, but yeah, it's just like the what I think is like the best way to to tell the story I want to tell, even if it is like a rebooted version of a previously established idea, which you've seen scattered all over across the channel, the Haphazard Legion stuff. So yeah, once I've released all of the Cobra Kai stuff, that's where I'll be releasing all of the film ones. And I remember thinking I'm going to probably release the Narnia content first. I've reacted to the the trilogy from the 2000s. Then I've also done the BBC versions of each of the Narnia books, yeah, which is Lion the Witch of Wardrobe, Prince Caspian, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, and even the Silver Chair. Yeah, because I managed to get hold of physical copies and reacted to it in that way. And I've even brought an animated version of Lion Witch of Wardrobe as well, which that was an interesting watch, and it was just very interesting to see how those films, how different they are, considering the time they were released, and how accurate they are to the books. Some more than others, and some of the creative liberties they've done, and yeah, that was very interesting. Yeah, I definitely wanted to expand on how I feel about these films and watching them with a more critical eye and see what else I can spot. And then this is where, what's the next group? I think it will get to more individual things. Although one thing for sure is that I've also reacted to both Unbreakable and Glass. I do explain in the start of the Glass video for why I haven't done a commentary for Split, but regardless, I've done those two films. That yeah, that was once again just very insightful when rewatching either. And then there's a load of individual films. I've even done Rogue One, which will be the most mainstream commentary I probably would have done. But once again, I just wanted to, just talk more about how, Rogue One plays out story-wise. Even the Christopher Robin film, I thought that wasn't chatted about much, but, there you go. That was, good to rewatch once again. And then and there's some Christmas films as well. And what I probably will do is that I'll make that some of the last film commentaries I've released, because it's later down the year. Because I think when it comes to like the latter half of the year, some people are like, oh, do you fancy some Christmas stuff ahead of time? It does create the question of, well, why not release until December? But it's just, not only do I want to get these commentary videos out the way first, but if I'm going to consistently release animated content afterwards, then I can't just release nearly all the commentary stuff, then do animations, and then just go back to the commentaries for a little bit. Once December hits, I just want to create that kind of confusion. But regardless, once you see them released, you can always see them until December. And if you're wondering what the Christmas films are, well, you can see there, of course. Last Christmas and the duology, Christmas at Mine and Yours, which are very good to watch during Christmas time. They're absolutely fantastic. And oh yes, I'm going through my notes, unless I've missed anything else, but I've also reacted to another duology, which is George of the Jungle, which I haven't watched those much, but I just thought, after another rewatch, I thought, let's just get my insight on that as well. So there you go. And I think that is all of the all of the other times I've reacted to other pieces of media. Although I say after reacting to the animation commentaries, because that was like some of the later stuff I was doing, and alongside some of the ABBA stuff as well. And I've as you can see, like much earlier on, I've got a Mamma Mia like comparison and ranking video as well. The two films. To see which interpretation of the song I like better than others. And once again, that was just really cool to do. So as you can see, there's just a lot of times, well, other than a couple of pieces of media which have been spoken about quite extensively from time to time. But not only did I want to have my own unique perspective of towards them each film, but as you can see, some of these pieces of content haven't had a proper like lengthy critique of them. So I just thought to give you all that chance to see what all of these pieces of media are like when going in depth into them. What I will say is that, as you probably would have noticed with the ABBA videos, I'm quite like almost on the surface with music analysis, because I'm not very good with like so chords or music techniques, but I still have like a very good ear for why songs work, how it builds up, and how songs go for like very good notes, which makes the song either like very easy to re-listen, or just explain how and why me and others would be invested in these songs in the first place, and how and why we keep listening to them to this day. So yeah. And additionally, there's a one-off alternative video which might explain the Otter Toy ranking video, which you'll see on the screen. So long story short, I have like the biggest Otter merchandise collection, I suppose you could say. To say that in a cool way. And but I just thought, I have like 30 or more, and I think it could be like really cool to compare and contrast. Once again, it's just a unique video idea. And similar to music, music I'm far more familiar of, but I have no knowledge of how toys or how stitching works and that. But I just thought, it could be cool to rank and compare, and how I first got them and who they were made by. So I just thought that it could be like another cool video idea. I've done the filming for it as well. So I think this is probably my only practical video which yeah, it's probably stands out a bit too much compared to the others, but once again, yeah, I did want a mindset of going for really like unique video ideas, and yeah, there just have to be one of them, and just yeah, it just makes you wonder. I can't believe how some video ideas just come about more than others, and yeah, I can't really come up with any more, especially when I try and go all around and have a good think. But anyway, at least it's just part of this era regardless, and yeah, yeah, just like everything else, it should be quite fun. And I think yeah, so after once all of that is released, that's where the rest of the commentary stuff will consist of the Haphazard Legion stuff. So yeah, I think I'll be covering the 8-bit comics version, just something nice and straightforward, considering all of those shorts were released first. And then there's I think I'll bet to release the guide next as well. Yeah, because once I've talked about yeah, because I created a like a guide almost for myself once I was like started to finalize that version of the story, but because it's starting to get outdated once I started losing investment, it's like it would help me with what I can do for the reboot of the story, but it's just definitely worth explaining what that fictional universe did look like at one point, which also makes it a lot easier when I then go on to the novel commentaries, which once again are kind of lengthy, but once again that just give you some insight on some bits and bobs, and as you may have seen like across or how you will see in some of these videos, yeah, there are like some audio problems, and I couldn't quite overcome it even when I was trying to do retakes, which yeah, just it didn't work a lot of the times. I've personally managed to still hear myself listen despite the audio problems, but regardless, yeah, at least it's just to share how I've made a lot of these creative things. And so yeah, yeah, once all of that's out of the way, and then that's where we get onto these small animations. So yeah, once all of the commentary stuff sorry, once all of the commentary stuff is done, there are like two test animations, with the 8-bit animation style, which I've done. So once I release those two, that's where all of you will then get the impression of, oh yes, all that commentary, like temporary phase is done. And yeah, whoever this guy is, he's going to start making more of these little animations. Yeah, because I once had like a rather good story template, only for it to change again, because whilst I made like a very good like pilot test animation, I just remember thinking that it did get a bit much, probably like too many characters to account for, so I didn't want to like needlessly fill the screen with too many characters. Like, it was very extremely fun when making that first short 8-bit animation, not to get confused with the prior two films which you've seen. Like, those were 8-bit animated, but they weren't short. They were kind of slow and pondering at times, which yeah, you might have seen. But yeah, yeah, whilst releasing all of this content, yeah, it'll give me a lot of time to plan for what I want to do, how I can make, and yeah, they're going to just be extremely, snappy, and they're going to build up and explore an entire universe in very efficient ways. And it just only takes like a load of clips, all of them, which will presumably be less than half a minute, even less than that. So I could just imagine that being not only very fun to me for me, and they're not only very easy to make, whilst I'm trying to balance everything else. But yeah, I think that it just has a lot of potential to be very engaging, and yeah, because yeah, they're just very visual, and they're very snappy and quickie. No, sorry, very it just feels very quick, definitely compared to the other animated films I've made. And yeah, and something else I just remembered as I was doing this, there was a documentary commentary which I was trying to do, like a Disney Plus one, but that was temporarily like off. I say temporarily because it keeps going on and off the platform, but whenever it comes back, hopefully it'll come back as I'm releasing these, but if not, I'll just wait for it to come by. But if it never comes, then maybe I could like release a half-baked version of it to at least make it useful, but yeah, I feel we'll just have to wait to see, won't we? And yeah, that also reminds me, speaking of half-baked things, yeah, there's going to be like when it comes to releasing the commentary stuff for the Haphazard Legion stuff, and I think it's probably one of the later ones. I think, yeah, even after the novel commentaries, the really lengthy ones. Yeah, there's a incomplete novel which I thought was worth talking about as well, and because it was relevant to the first 8-bit comic I've made. And oh gosh, yeah, sorry, just two more other content. So there's a song reaction video, a Christmas song, funny enough, so that I'll release alongside, because I remember doing these kind of videos before, but it's just the, like I said, my new music knowledge and my timing doesn't allow me to not only yeah, like, I've already talked about how I'm not like a massive music expert, but I'm just only very good at what I can analyse on the surface. And yeah, it would have been extremely lengthy to keep talking about, like reacting to one song then the next, and then giving an analysis. Then yeah, it just would have been extremely lengthy, and I already want to get a lot of things over and done with, whether it's in my real life or in the or when trying to go on to the short animations. And so yeah, a reaction to a Christmas song, which, like I said, will be released alongside the other Christmas material that will be released like in a month or two. Yeah, we'll wait and see. And there's also there's a band which I've made a special video for, yeah, because I just think they're extremely underrated. So I just thought, yeah, I'm just going to make that and see if I can bring them to the limelight a bit more, which which will be really nice. And yeah, it's just a whole heap of discography I wanted to share. And something else I nearly forgot as well. Yeah, sorry, nearly. Because I'm trying to go through my notes as I'm talking about all of this. So I'm not sure whereabouts I've placed these, but one of the first commentary videos I've made was a load of song recommended videos, and you can see how it's categorized into certain genres. And it's just me talk about each song, why I think it's rather good. It doesn't have the music in it, but I will put a link so you can have a listen for yourself whilst whilst seeing why I like a lot of these songs. And it even has an album ranking video as well, so that was rather fun as well. So that'll be the last like big song video, you could call it. Yeah, I definitely need to have a look into that, because I think it has been slightly outdated, but regardless, I've created all of those, consider how long they are. Yeah, they did take ages to make, with the timing and the constant checking over, and getting all of the other content released first. So yeah, it took a long time, but it'll all be worth it. And yeah, all of these videos, they are like kind of low in budget, but I do have to stick to a budget. Yeah, that's just how it is. So although when I've listened back, I hear and watch things okay. So hopefully it should be all right for all of you lot as well. And something else you might have seen is that some of the novel videos and even some of the comic shorts, they were once getting released but then got removed. That was just because there was like one idea to promote them in a certain way, but then that idea didn't work, and so yeah, that's why they all were starting to get released on this channel again. But now they're all on, or getting there. Yeah, it's all there to view, and then that's where we get onto this entire temporary commentary era, I guess you could call it. Yeah, just like very quick, definitely would most likely be done before the end of this year. And yeah, then we're going on to the short animations, and it just begged the question, what, in a couple of years time, if there were other commentary ideas I wanted to do. And I guess I could do ones in between, but I don't know, it's just if I want to have a like a consistent YouTube channel, like a consistent one at least, yeah, I definitely would want to stick to the the miniature animations, in the just for the foreseeable, stick to that kind of content only. There might be stuff I can do in between, even like a analysis of a couple of the animations. That could be an idea, but yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Because yeah, when looking at other YouTube channels, like sometimes there is like a alternative type of content like in between, and I guess I could do that if, for instance, I've reached one ending of a story only to then hop into another. Like I could see that happening every now and again, but after doing all of this comedy content, yeah, I'm absolutely out of ideas, and so uh, yeah, so yeah, yeah, you got the gist. So yeah, just thought to provide this quite detailed update for all of you, and yeah, so I guess I'll see if you are like interested in listening to the rest of the content, whether it's the rest of the animation stuff or the Haphazard Legion stuff, or reaction to all of these pieces of media too. So yeah, and yeah, I'll let you be, and yeah, so just thought to give you all like a good heads up, and I guess some bits and bobs you can look forward to as well. So yeah. One more thing. So as you may have seen with the Cool Runnings commentary, so all of my commentary videos, it's just like a single frame of the thumbnail of my video, which means that you can listen to that video as you watch the content alongside in your own time. Because I want to avoid copyright problems by not having like any source or any visuals of the piece of media at all. So yeah, I just wanted to avoid these complications. But I've watched a whole heap of content where I can both listen to that whilst watching the film itself, and it's something I actually quite enjoyed. So it's that kind of experience I wanted to carry over, and so yeah, just just heads up for you. So yeah, anyway, so here's the update. All of you have a good day, and yeah, I'll see you in any of these videos. If not these, then yeah, hopefully I'll see you at the cool new animations I'll be making. So yeah, see ya.